Hello my precious friends, I really hope that you are doing great. Welcome to today's class. It's our 7th and last lesson on transformations 1. Remember, we'll also be looking at transformations 2, which involves a topic in Form 4 called matrix transformation. So in our previous class, we looked at how we can find the center and also the scale factor of enlargement graphically. So in this example, we are going to look at how you can find the center and also the scale factor of enlargement by calculation. So example 7 reads that points A and B are mapped onto A prime and B prime by an enlargement. Find by calculation the center and the scale factor of enlargement. So what we are going to do is to write the given point. So we have the coordinate of A, which is having the coordinate of -2, 2. Then remember, A is being mapped to A prime. Of course, we are given A prime as A prime is 4, -10. So this one is being mapped to 4, -10. Then point B, we are given the coordinate of point B as -3, then 7, which is being mapped to B prime, which has the coordinates of 0, 10. So this one has 0, 10. So they want us to find the center of enlargement. So I will start by I will let the center of enlargement to be denoted by coordinate C, which has the points xy. So I'll let the center of enlargement to be xy. Therefore, this one simply means that remember the distance from the center of enlargement to the object, that is to the image, divided by the distance from the center of enlargement to the object should give you what we call the scale factor. Therefore, the scale factor should be given by the magnitude of the distance from point C to A prime, then divided by the distance from point C to A, which should also be equal to the distance from the center of enlargement to B prime, then divided by the distance from point C to point B. So the two distances, the two ratios should give you what we call the scale factor of enlargement. Therefore, to find these points, I'm going to substitute the coordinates. So the coordinate for point C is actually xy. So it simply means that the scale factor will be equal to xy. Then, of course, subtracted with, if we want to find this particular distance, remember we are treating them the way we treat vectors. So we are supposed to take the coordinates of A prime, then we subtract the coordinates of C. So A prime, we are given as 4, -10. So this will be 4, then -10. Then, of course, I subtract the coordinate for point C, which is the center xy. Then I divide with the coordinate of point C, that is the coordinate of A minus the coordinate of point C. So the coordinates of A are -2, 2. Then, of course, I'm going to subtract the coordinate of the center, which is still xy. So this one should be equal to the coordinate of B prime minus that of C. So B prime, I'm having 0, 10. Then, of course, I'm subtracting the center, which is xy. I'm subtracting these two. Then divided by the coordinate of point B, which is actually -3, 7. Then I subtract the coordinate of the center, which is xy. So these two ratios should be equal because both of them are supposed to give you the scale factor of the enlargement in this particular case. Therefore, if I simplify this equation, I'm going to have, so this one means that the scale factor will be equal to, so the scale factor should be equal to 4 minus x, which will just be 4, then minus x. Then, of course, this will be -10 minus y. So -10, then minus y. Then I put it under a column vector. Then divided by -2 minus x. So -2 minus x. Then this is 2 minus y. 2 minus y. Then, of course, I put them under a column vector. Brackets, which should be equal to 0 minus x will just be -x. Then 10 minus y, so this is 10 minus y. Then these two should be divided with -3 minus -x. So this is -3 minus x. Then I have 7 minus y, so 7 minus y. So these two ratios should be equal. So from this point, I'm going to do what we call cross multiplication. So this one should multiply with this value here, so that I have 4 minus x, then I have negative 10 minus y. I'm going to multiply with this value here, which is negative 3 minus x, then this is 7 minus y. So this ratio should be equal to this one. I'm going to cross multiply with this other side, so I'll have negative x, then 10 minus y being multiplied with this value here, which is negative 2 minus x, then here I'll have 2 minus y. Then of course after that we can open these brackets, which simply means that you are going to multiply this with this one here. So I'm going to have 4 minus x being multiplied with negative 3, then minus x. Then of course on the lower side I have negative 10 minus y being multiplied with 7, then minus y. So remember, these ones are under a bracket this way, should be equal to negative x into negative 2 minus x. Then on the lower side I'll have 10 minus y being multiplied with 2 minus y. Again, they are under brackets. Then of course once you have that, you are going to equate this part, should be equated to this other part here to form an equation. So this one simply means that 4 minus x multiplied by negative 3 minus x, it should be equal to negative x into negative 2 minus x. Remember, these ones are just like matrices, so you equate the elements in the same position. So if I factor this one out, I'm going to have 4 then into negative 3 minus x, then minus x into negative 3 minus x. So this should be equal to, I can open this bracket, so this will be negative negative will give me positive 2x, negative negative will be positive x squared. Then this will give me negative 12, then minus 4x, then plus 3x, minus minus will give me plus x squared, which should be equal to 2x plus x squared. Of course, x squared and x squared will cancel out, because when this one moves to the left hand side it will be negative. So x squared minus x squared will give you 0. Then I believe we have some like terms. So this is negative 12, then negative 4x plus 3, I'm going to get a negative x, which is equals to positive 2x. So this one means negative 12 will be equal to negative x plus 2x. If I take this to the right hand side, it will be 3x. So if you divide through by 3, I also divide through by 3. It simply means that the value of x will actually be equal to negative 4. So x will be negative 4. Then we also need to look for the value of y. Let me create some space here. We also need to compute for the value of y. So remember, if you want to find the value of y, you are simply going to equate the equations on the lower side. That is negative 10, then minus y multiplied by, so this is negative 10 minus y multiplied by 7 minus y, 7 minus y. So these two should give you, on this other side I'm having 10 minus y, then being multiplied with 2 minus y. So this should give you, so this will be negative 10, then into 7 minus y, then minus y, then into 7 minus y, which should be equal to 10 into 2 minus y, then minus y into 2 minus y. So if I open the bracket, I'll have negative 70, then plus 10y, then minus 7y, then plus y squared should give me 20 minus 10y, then minus 2y, then plus y squared. Of course, y squared and y squared will cancel out. So I'm going to remain with negative 70. Then this one will give me positive 3y. So this will be 3y. being equal to 20, then these 2 will give me negative 12y, negative 12y. On collecting the like terms, if 12 gets added to 3, I'll get 15y, which should be equal to 70 plus 20, I'm going to get 90. Therefore, this one implies that the value of y will be 90 divided by 15, which gives me 90 divided by 15, I'm going to get 6. So it means the value of y is actually positive 6. So this one simply, remember the center was xy. So this one simply means that the center of enlargement is, it was C, which was x comma y. So it means our center of enlargement will be x is negative 4. Then the value of y, we got it as positive 6. So that is our center of enlargement. Then part B, we need to find the scale factor of enlargement. Again, let me create some other space here. We also need to find the scale factor of our enlargement. So remember, the scale factor was given by, we can pick one of the equations here. So the scale factor should be given by the magnitude of, so this coordinate was it was 4 negative 10, it was 4 negative 10, then minus this was xy. Now x is negative 4, y is negative positive 6. So xy will therefore be negative 4, then 6, the magnitude of that, then divided by negative 2, 2. So this is the magnitude of negative 2, 2, then subtracted from negative, that is xy. So x is negative 4, then our value of y is 6. So the magnitude of these two should give you the scale factor of enlargement, which will actually be equal to 4 minus minus 4, you are going to get positive 8. Then negative 10 minus 6, you'll get negative 16. So we need to find the magnitude of this, then divided by 2 minus minus 4, you are going to get positive 2. Then 2 minus 6, you are going to get negative 4. So this will give you negative 4. So we are supposed to get the magnitude of this, which should be equal to, remember, magnitude, you are supposed to take 8 squared, the coordinate of x squared, plus negative 16 squared. That is how we find the length, or the magnitude, or the modulus, then divided by the square root of this one. You are supposed to take 2 squared, then you add negative 4, of course, squared. So this should give you the square root of 8 squared. So 8 squared is 64. So 8 squared plus negative into bracket negative 16 squared, it will give you 320. So this will be 320, then divided by 2 squared, then you add negative 4 squared, you are going to get positive 20. So divided by the root of 20. So this one can be written as the roots into bracket 320, then divided by 20. So which will give us the root of, if you take 320 divided by 20, you are going to get 16. So this will be equal to 16. So square root of 16 will actually be positive 4. So it means the scale factor of enlargement is actually 4. But we need to determine whether the scale factor is positive or negative. So we can just have a simple sketch here of our Cartesian plane so that we see the position where our center of enlargement lies. So this is our y-axis, then this is the x-axis. Remember, it's just a sketch because we are told to use calculation method. So we can check with one of the points. Point A is negative 2, 2. So maybe negative 2 could be somewhere here. So this is negative 2, then positive 2, it can be somewhere here. So that point A, our point A is here, negative 2, 2. So if this is point A, then A prime is 4, negative 10. So positive 4 could be somewhere here. So positive 4, negative 10. Assuming our negative 10 is here, So positive 4, negative 10 will be somewhere here. So this is our A prime. Then our center is negative 4, 6. So negative 4 could be somewhere here. Negative 4, positive 6. So positive 6 is above 2. If this is 6, so negative 4, 6 will be somewhere here. It will be somewhere here. So this is our center. So clearly you can see that if you join these three, you can see A and A prime are on the same side of the center of enlargement. Therefore, it means that the scale factor was positive. Therefore, the scale factor was positive 4. Otherwise, if this center was in between point A and its image A prime, then that indicates that the scale factor will be negative for that particular case. Then we look at our second example, which reads that under an enlargement, the image of the points A and B are A prime and B prime. Find by calculation the center and the scale factor of enlargement. So we are going to use the same procedure. So remember, if you want to find the scale factor of enlargement, it should be, if I let the center, if the center of enlargement is x, y, then the scale factor of enlargement should be given by the magnitude from point C to A prime, then divided by the magnitude of point C to point A, that is the object, which should be equal to the center, the distance from the center to B prime, then you divide by the distance from the center to point B, of course, which will be equal to, so this one means the scale factor will be, so if you want to find vector Ca prime, you take the coordinates of A prime minus those of C. So we'll check A prime. What are we given as A prime is 3, 7. So this will be 3, 7. Then you subtract with the center, which is usually xy, because we are not given. Then divided by, I'm going to pick the coordinate for point A. Point A is 3, 1. So this will be 3, 1. Then subtracted from the center, which is xy. Then of course these two should be equal to the same case for point B. So B prime, our B prime is 7, 5. So 7, 5. Then you subtract the center, which is xy. Then you divide with the point B. Point B we are given as 1, 2. So this will be the magnitude of 1, 2. Then you subtract the center, which is xy. So this one should give you the scale factor of enlargement. So this one simply means that I'm going to take this. So let me create some space here, some working space. So this one means that I'm going to take 3, then of course minus x. Let me write it here. So this will be 3 minus x, that is this part. It will be 3 minus x, then of course 7 minus y, 7 minus y under brackets, then divided by, remember I'm dropping the magnitude simple because the magnitude can actually cancel out because they are both on the numerator and the denominator. So it should be divided by 3 minus x, then of course 1 minus y. So these two should be able to give me 7 minus x. So 7 minus x, then 5 minus y, then divided by the second part, I'll have 1 minus x, 1 minus x, then divided by 2 minus y. Of course, after this, you simply cross multiply. So this one should multiply with this part. So I'll have 3 minus x into bracket. We have 7 minus y. So these are larger brackets. So this one should be multiplied with this, which is 1 minus x, then 2 minus y. So these two should be equal to, this part should be multiplied with this. So I'll have 7 minus x, then 5 minus y, which should be multiplied with 3 minus x, then divided by 1 minus y. So this one means that we are going to have 3 minus x, then multiplied with 1 minus x. Then on the lower side, I'll have 7 minus y multiplied with 2 minus y. So these ones under brackets should be equal to 7 minus x into bracket multiplied by 3 minus x. Then I have 5 minus y multiplied with 1 minus y. So these two, you are simply going to equate elements in the same position. So this one means that 3 minus x multiplied by 1 minus x should be able to give you 7 minus x, then multiplied with 3 minus x. So if I expand, this will be 3 into 1 minus x, then minus x into 1 minus x should be equal to 7 into 3 minus x, then multiplied by, so minus x into 3 minus x. So this will give me 3, then minus 3x minus x plus x squared should be equal to 21, then minus 7x, then of course minus 3x, then plus x squared. Of course x squared and x squared will cancel out. So this will be 3, then these two will give me minus 4x, which should be equal to 21. These two will give me minus 10x. Then if I collect the like terms, I'm going to have the following. Let me create some space on the upper side. So this should give me, if I collect the like terms, I'll take this one to this side, then 10 to cross to the other side. So this will be positive 10 minus 4. I'll get positive 6x, which should be equal to 21 minus 3. I'm going to get 18. Then if I divide through by 6, x will actually be equal to 3. Then I do the same thing for the values of y. So I'm going to also equate these parts. 7 minus y then should be multiplied with 2 minus y should be equal to this part, which is 5 minus y, then multiplied with 1 minus y. So this will be 7 into 2 minus y, then minus y into 2 minus y should be equal to 5 into 1 minus y, then minus y into 1 minus y. So this will give me 14, then minus 7y, minus 2y, then plus y squared should be equal to 5 minus 5y, then minus y, then plus y squared. Of course, y squared and y squared is also going to cancel out. So this should give me, if I collect the like terms, I'm going to have, so I'll have 14, then minus 9y, which should be equal to 5, then minus 6y. So on collecting like terms, I'll let y to move to this side, then 5 to the other side. So if you take 14 minus 5, you're going to get positive 9. So it means 9 will be equal to, this one will be negative 6 plus 9, which will give you 3y. So if you divide through by 3, it means the value of y will also be 3. So it means the center of enlargement, C, it was the value of x, which is 3, the value of y is also 3. So the center of enlargement is 3, 3. Then having found the center, we can also find the scale factor of enlargement. So if you want to find the scale factor, I'm simply going to use one of the equations. Let me use this. So the scale factor should be equal to the magnitude of 3, 7, then minus xy. So x and y will be 3, 3 because our center is 3, 3. The magnitude of that, then divided by the magnitude of 3, 1. Remember, I'm using this. So minus our xy is 3, 3. The center we got it as 3, 3. So this should be equal to the magnitude of 3 minus 3 will give you 0. Then 7 minus 3, 7 minus 3, you are going to get positive 4. So this is positive 4, of course, under brackets. Then you are finding the magnitude divided by 3 minus 3, you'll get 0. 1 minus 3, you'll get negative 2. So you're going to get negative 2. Then of course we need the magnitude of that. So this should be equal to, the magnitude of this will be 0 squared, then plus 4 squared, then divided by the magnitude of the denominator will be 0 squared, then plus negative 2 squared. Of course, which is going to give you square root of this will be 4 squared is 16, square root will be 4, then divided by 2 squared will be 4, square root of 4 is actually 2. So it means our scale factor will actually be 4 divided by 2, which is actually 2. Then we need to determine whether the scale factor is positive or negative. Yeah, we need to determine that. So of course, to determine that, you just make a small sketch so that you see what is happening. So let me have a small sketch here for the value, the y-axis, then this to be my x-axis. So I'll locate the center, which is 3, 3. So I'm assuming my 3 is here, then positive 3. Let it be here. So the center will be somewhere here. So this is the center 3, 3. Then I can pick any of the points that I was given. For example, let me test with a point A. Point A was, no, let me test with point B this time round. Point B was 1, 2. So 1 is likely to be somewhere here. Then positive 2 is below 3. So positive 2 is here. So this will be our point B. Then B prime was 7, 5. So 7 is likely to be further here. Then positive 5 is above 3. So it means this coordinate will be somewhere here. So the coordinate will be here. So this is B prime. So of course these ones are joined by a straight line. So clearly you can see that the center lies between the object and its image. Therefore this one is telling you that the scale factor should be negative. Therefore the scale factor will be negative 2. So the scale factor of enlargement will be negative 2. So thank you very much for accompanying me until the end of this particular lesson. I do not take it for granted. In case you are new to the channel, kindly hit the subscription button and also turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll get notified. Until next time, this is Kind Tuition Academy. Thank you very much.